So I'm doing one of these for the first time. I don't even know how it's gonna go, but I guess since I don't have anyone to really call, I'll just talk into this. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but I just gotta start by saying that I realize that my life is pretty much over. It's done when it comes to dating, making friends, having a good career. All of that is just, it's really done when you see through the mirage of people telling you, oh, you have to get good grades in school so you can go on to the next path. You got to go to college so you can get good grades and you'll get a good job after. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I mean, I wasn't really a good student, but something tells me even when you get these so-called good jobs, you get to the top of society, you have all this prestige and you have this money and status. Something tells me that even if I were, which I'm probably not going to get to, even if I were to do that, it would still be extremely empty, just based on the nature of this reality, this extremely sick world, just everything in it. And I think what I was talking about earlier, dating and friendships and all that, is a good place to start, because I've realized that most people are just so completely clueless when it comes to what this is like for over half the people in this world, in this realm. Um, if I'm talking to one of my tall, good-looking friends, or if I'm talking to someone that's a woman, they'll just be completely clueless to the nature of what's really going on with people's social lives, like how people feel when it comes to connecting to others. And for me, it's done. I'm completely finished. I feel like I've lost everything, and I can't even really say that it's just my genetics, or like I don't have enough of this or that. I think looks do play a big part of it, but some of it is really my fault too, and it's kind of a brutal realization to know that a lot of people judge you for things that are just outside of your control, and then you can just internalize that, and then it can cause you to ruin more things. It's like it just repeats. It's like a feedback loop. You get in trouble because of something that you didn't do, or something that was out of your control, and then it just builds on itself, and you mess up more things. And I've had a lot of friendships, we'll say friendships, where I just completely abandoned all self-respect, and I was mocked and bullied, and it was just so brutal for me. And it's just embarrassing looking back at it. But then I start to think how fearful I am, really, to be alone, to not have anyone. And with each day that goes by, the older I get, it seems more like that's gonna be the reality. I tried my absolute best to just work on things and try to improve myself and put myself out there and be a good guy and be a good person, but I know that for a lot of people their lives are finished and they're going to have to be alone for a very long time, and I don't know how I'm going to cope with that. How I'm going to have to deal with all of these so-called friendships that I've had where these people will ridicule and mock and make fun of me just to get the one up, just to seem more socially dominant in certain situations. It's just, I guess I can't really blame people for wanting to do that. It's just kind of a part of our nature to want to rule over other people, but still, man, it's like, I don't know, there's been a lot of times where I've like opened up to people about vulnerable parts of myself and just having it used against me in dark moments. And I'm not saying to not open up to anyone. I mean, I still believe in being open with your emotions, but it's just, it sucks that over 90, yeah, probably 90 to 95+% of people that I felt like I could be open with, it ended up backfiring. It bit me in the ass, and I feel like it's gonna be like that for a lot of people in this world, in this disturbed world. And I think even beyond the friendships with dating, it's a lot of the same. Just not looking good enough, not being tall enough is just so, I don't know. I guess yeah, it really is crazy to think about that just because of some measurements in your face or your legs not being long enough that could be a causal factor in you being alone for a very long time. And it's really easy to tell if you're going to be alone for a very long time. It's extremely easy to tell. There's many ways to gauge it. Like online, I haven't really had any success. Being made fun of by, yeah, it's really tough in today's world, and I think for a lot of people it's like that, which is something that makes me feel a little bit better. But I think at the end of the day, there's really not much to look forward to. Does anybody else feel like that? Like there's not much that we're looking forward to with the economic crisis and all this stuff going up. And you'll see people saying, oh, it wasn't that much easier for the boomers and Gen X. And it's just like, what? How could you think that? Just, I don't know. I don't get it. I think a lot of people get in this mindset where if something makes someone uncomfortable, they'll just completely shut their brain off and deny it. Even if it's something that seems so obvious to you, if you're willing to be more open-minded, even to things that make you uncomfortable. It's just a lot for me. And when I talk to these people who have it made in life, these people with good lives, these rich people, these tall people, attractive people, smart people, ones that have parents that are gonna set them up with a nice job. It's just like, and I'm not trying to make it seem like I have nothing in my life. That wouldn't be very honest, but it's just like you can kind of see the different stages or the different keys to doors that people have. And I think as the world goes on, you're going to need a lot more keys to get into a lot more doors just to have even half of the satisfaction that people from before our times got to experience at much less of an effort, much less of a cost. And yeah, I think for me, when it comes to my life, dating, friendships, a good career, I think it's pretty much over. So yeah.